It was supposed to be temporary. Just a few months, Samantha swore, her voice trembling as her two kids clutched her legs. Little Sophie, 4, and Mason, 6, stared up at me with wide eyes while Ethan nodded solemnly behind her. "We've lost it all, Lila. You're our last shot," she pleaded. "I'm Lila, 29, single, and about to make the dumbest decision of my life by letting my stepsister and her chaotic crew crash in my pristine 2-bedroom apartment. This wasn't just any apartment. It was my sanctuary, the home office I'd spent years perfecting, the quiet haven where I built my freelance graphic design business from scratch. My drafting table sat by the window, bathed in golden natural light, my dual monitors angled just right. Peace, focus, deadlines met. That was my world until Samantha bulldozed in. "The kids can bunk in the office," she chirped, waving at Sophie and Mason. "We'll take the guest room. You won't even know we're here." I glanced at my spotless living room, my sacred workspace, and felt my stomach twist. Famous last words. "I work from home," I reminded them, clinging to a shred of hope they'd get it. "I need that space for my business." Samantha flicked her hand like she was shooing a fly. "Oh, you can work anywhere, kitchen table, your bedroom. It's not like you need a whole room to doodle." I swallowed a rant about how graphic design isn't doodling, how I'd clawed my way to a thriving career that paid for this place, how every inch of it was curated for my sanity. But they were family. They had kids. And they had nowhere else, or so they said. Their house got foreclosed after months of dodged payments. They blamed the bank, the economy, their bosses, everyone but themselves. "It's just until we're back on our feet," Ethan promised. But his tone had an edge I couldn't place. I should have pressed them, asked about their plan, their timeline, why Ethan's parents or Samantha's dad, my ex-stepdad, now remarried in Florida, weren't an option. Instead I caved. "You're a saint," Samantha gushed, drowning me in her overpriced perfume as she hugged me. "We'll be perfect guests." 2 days later, they rolled in with enough stuff to fill a mansion, not a family who'd lost everything. Sophie and Mason tore through my quiet space, their shrieks bouncing off the walls. Ethan flopped on my couch, fishing for the Wi-Fi password and cable lineup, while Samantha started improving my kitchen cabinets. Perfect guests, my ass. Week 1 was a trailer for the horror movie to come. Mornings greeted me with a kitchen apocalypse. Dishes stacked like modern art, food rotting on counters, sticky mystery stains everywhere. Samantha shrugged. "Cooking for 4's exhausting." My fridge, once a masterpiece of order, turned into a graveyard of half-eaten takeout and juice boxes. My art supplies, carefully placed for client calls, kept vanishing, tidied, into oblivion. "The kids need homework space," Samantha said when I found my drafting table shoved aside, buried under crayons and coloring books. "You can work in your room, right?" My bedroom became my final fortress, but even that fell. Samantha would barge in mid-Zoom call, no knock, whispering loudly, "The kids need quiet time," before dumping Sophie and Mason on me. Watch them for an hour while we run errands. Errands that stretched into half a day. I'd grit my teeth through client pitches while Sophie scribbled on my walls, and Mason used my bed as a trampoline. "We're job hunting," Ethan claimed when they sauntered back with mall bags or Samantha's fresh nails gleaming. My grocery bill tripled, they never chipped in, insisting every cent went to saving for their next place. Yet Samantha's hair appointments and lattes never stopped. "Family helps family," she'd say, guilt-tripping me whenever I mentioned money. "Remember when our parents were married? We shared everything." No, we didn't. She took everything back then too. Those 3 years from ages 11 to 14 when her dad was hitched to my mom were a dress rehearsal for this nightmare. "You're overreacting," she snapped when I begged her to leave my supplies alone. "This is normal family life. You wouldn't get it, living like some hermit." Temporary became a punchline. They didn't job hunt. They did an apartment hunt. Every time I asked about their plans, a new excuse: "The market's brutal," or "The kids are settled now." My work tanked, deadlines slipped. Clients noticed, my reputation wobbled. The breaking point hit one Tuesday. I'd escaped to a coffee shop to finish a critical project, the only way to focus lately. 3 hours later, I came home to a gut punch. My living room was a toy store explosion. My drafting table? Banished to storage without a word. My monitors? Shoved against a wall. Replaced by a garish plastic bin system overflowing with kid junk. "Surprise!" Samantha beamed. Now the kids have a play area, way better use of the space. I stood there, laptop bag slipping. Voice shaking. Where's my table? Oh, that old thing's in storage, she said. You're always on your laptop anyway. Because they'd stolen my workspace. Because I'd bent over backwards for them. Don't touch my gear, I snapped, louder than I'd ever been. This is my office, my home. Ethan didn't look up from his phone. Our home now, Lila. Family shares. Samantha pouted. The kids need space. You can't cook them up, they're children. And I'm a professional who needs her office. I fired back. This isn't a daycare. You're selfish, Samantha whined. That martyr tone I knew too well. After all we've done, what have you done? I exploded. Taken over my life, trashed my work, paid nothing? Sophie started crying. Samantha scooped her up. Glaring. See what you've done? Let's go, sweetie. Away from mean Aunt Lila who won't share. That night as they slept, I cracked. This wasn't sharing, it was a hostile takeover. I opened my laptop and plotted my escape. Over the next week, I moved like a ninja. I snagged a one-bedroom across town with an office nook and a no-guest lease, dipping into my emergency fund. Bit by bit, I stashed my essentials, drawing tablet, backup drives, portfolio, in a storage unit. I documented their freeloading, photos of my ruined office, screenshots of their ignored job hunt texts. A recording of Samantha admitting they were too comfy to leave. My landlord, bless him, got it. They're not on the lease, unauthorized occupants. I can evict them. Just don't renew my lease. I said. Maybe hint you're showing the place soon. I set the utilities to cut off a week after my exit, enough time for them to scramble, not enough to get cozy. I kept up the act. Nodding through Ethan's job market sob stories, babysitting while they apartment hunted, aka shopped. You're the best sister, Samantha cooed, unloading new designer sneakers. We'll stay till we find the perfect place. When's that? I asked. Oh, these things take time, she said. This place is perfect for us, great schools, nice area. Plenty of space now that we fixed it. Maybe through summer. I smiled. 3 days left. I moved on a Wednesday while they were out, Samantha at the salon, Ethan networking over beers. The kids at school. Movers were in and out by noon. I left a letter on the counter with a stack of receipts. 3 months of groceries, spiked utilities, wall repair estimates. Dear Samantha and Ethan, I wrote. I'm gone. Lease ends in 2 weeks. Utilities off next Tuesday. Find a new plan. I've got proof of your freeloading, mess with me. And it goes to the landlord or the cops. My table's back with me. What's left is yours, including your mess. Their meltdown was instant. My phone lit up, Samantha. How could you? Ethan. Real classy, ditching family. Samantha, the kids are sobbing, are you happy? I blocked them, their socials, their guilt-tripping minions. My new place was heaven, my office reborn. My peace restored. The landlord called, laughing. Your stepsister tried claiming tenant rights. I told her squatters don't get rights, she's got till Tuesday. She cried about family and homeless kids. Should have thought of that before screwing you over, he said. They spun a sob story to the family, cruel Lila abandoning them, traumatizing the kids. But their lies crumbled. If you're broke, Aunt Clara asked, why's Samantha posting spa days? Why's Ethan at bars during interviews? Their social media was a goldmine of hypocrisy, 3 months of luxury while sponging off me. My ex-stepdad called from Florida. Samantha says you blindsided them. True? Check their texts, temporary, turned into squatting. He sighed. Classic Samantha. We spoiled her rotten. 2 days before the utilities died, they packed. But not before Samantha tried one last con, offering rent to stay. Landlord shut it down, new tenants are lined up. They landed at Ethan's parents' place, the impossible option from 3 months ago. Funny how desperation works. My revenge wasn't the chaos, it was the silence. The clean counters. The uninterrupted work. My business bounced back, clients raving, new gigs rolling in. Samantha tried one last time through a friend. They'd have left eventually. Be patient. 3 months was patient, I shot back. They lost privileges when they stole my office. Blocked. 6 months later, I was killing it. More clients, higher rates, a virtual assistant. Samantha and Ethan bounced through sketchy rentals, burning bridges with every relative they hit up. They've learned their lesson, Samantha told Aunt Clara, hinting at my spare room. That's what they told me, I said. The kids found stability with Ethan's parents during the week. Sophie stopped wall art. Mason thrived at school. My new place was my dream. Organized, quiet mine. Then came Samantha's email. I've reflected, we messed up. The kids miss you. Coffee. Ethan's mom spilled the truth. Another eviction. I replied, glad you see it. Hope it sticks. No coffee. Her next message begged for a small loan for a deposit. I didn't bite. That week, a fat design gig landed. 3 months of their freeloading rent in one check. Sitting at my drafting table. Sunset glowing, I toasted to freedom. Christmas rolled around and they played the holiday card literally. The kids made you cards. Can we drop by? Samantha texted. I smelled the trap visit. Sob story temporary stay. Mail them, I said. It's Christmas, she whined. We've changed. I sent gifts to Ethan's parents instead, stable holidays for the kids, no chaos required. A year out. They finally rented a cheap 2-bedroom, evictions forced reality. The kids stayed weekdays with their grandparents, visiting me occasionally with grandma, never their parents. Your house is so quiet, Sophie said. And clean, Mason added. That's respect, their grandma said. My business doubled, remote designers, big clients, awards on my walls. Samantha still fished for cash, but I was done. Ex-stepdad nailed it. You didn't ditch them, you stopped enabling. Aunt Clara saw my empty picture hooks. Fill them with your story. Your wins, your peace. I did. Designs, accolades, loyal family. Samantha saw the pics online. New family photo at your place? I laughed. My walls, my rules. My life, my peace. Chaos not welcome.